Hello, everybody. Andy Jacob here with the DotCom Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series. I have a great entrepreneur on the show today. You know, one thing that's really leading the way with technology is AR, augmented reality. And of course, there's so many different experiences right now and so many entrepreneurs that are in the space. And we thought it'd be a great idea to reach out one of the true leaders in the augmented reality space. He has such a wonderful vision about where all of this technology is going with his company, VidIt, that I wanted to invite him on the show today. Rene is the CEO of VidIt. He has a great background, great experience. His team is amazing, and he has a wonderful story going many years back on how he started thinking about augmented reality, going back all the way to watching a movie on a CD, and he started thinking about augmented reality when nobody else was thinking about it, probably in the entire world. So, Rene, welcome to the .com Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Thank you very much for the opportunity. It's a pleasure for me to talk about what we've been doing for the last few years.
Well, I love it, of course, and you have a passion for entrepreneurship at an early age, and of course, it all led to VidIt. Before we get started, because we have so many questions about augmented reality and so many questions from our viewers that they said, hey, Jake, when you bring an expert in augmented reality on the show, AR on the show, let's get these questions answered. But before we start, Rene, let's pull the lens back to 30,000 feet. Tell us what you're doing at VidIt, and then we're going to get into it.
So augmented reality is being introduced to the world as a tool. And our vision has always been that this is not a tool. This is a new behavior. People today is being introduced to augmented reality through filters, through tools, through a few apps in which they're being pushed augmented reality content. Our vision is being different. Our vision is the tools needs to be in the hands of the users so that they can decide and they can create a new behavior because it's a new way of living life, interacting with this new world. So what we did is we created a platform that we give the power of augmented reality to the users, not to the companies, the users. And we also have a model for companies as well, of course.
It's such a great idea. You know, you believe at the company that AR is really much more than what other people think about. I mean, you're looking at it as an entirely new behavior, which I love so much. And you believe at the company that AR is going to change everything. I mean, the way we shop, the way we educate, the way we communicate, and the way we interact with the entire world. So let's talk about that a little bit, because I love the idea that you're going to put AR into the hands of every single consumer. Let's talk about how you're doing that and why that's a great vision for your company.
Yeah, of course. So I want to tell you a little bit about our story so you will appreciate how we become who we become. So I always been an entrepreneur all my life, and but I always want to be part of something big, something massive. And my favorite movie was Back to the Future. So when I saw Back to the Future, I always remember when Michael J. Fox was standing in the corner and the big shark was coming out of the movies and it was going to eat him in an hologram figure, right? So when I saw augmented reality for the first time, I literally saw in my head, holy crap, the world is going to be interactive the way how I saw it on the movie. And I literally thought, I want to be part of this new world. So I started working with augmented reality 12 years ago, where technology, hardware, and software was way behind what our vision was. But we knew that if we take we're patient, time will come when the technology will catch up. So what we did is, the way how we see it is, we create a platform. And this platform basically gives the power of augmented reality to the users. So let me put it this way. Today, we've been introduced to augmented reality as a tool. So we have a few companies that have apps, but we don't see that people's going to download 1,000 apps to interact with one brand, one product. I mean, we got Pokemon Go. People love Pokemon Go. $100 million in 1 weekend to interact with the game. Then we got Nike ID. Then we got Amazon. And then we got Snapchat with filters. But all these companies, they're pushing what they want them to push. Our vision is a little different. We create a marketplace. We create an ecosystem. We let designers bring their content. We let users anchor this content in geographical locations, anchor this content into products that they're scannable. And then others can record experience and record videos and share across all social media. So we let them decide. And that's what makes the whole world interactive, like the way we saw it on the movie. And that's what our goal is. Of course, we are in the process of finishing the final details to go after this massive opportunity that we're working on. But we saw an opportunity that is literally something that we can deploy today, in which is websites, videos, and the NFT space. Those three spaces today, they need augmented reality solutions. And we have a product today. We turn websites, videos, and anything in the NFT world into an augmented reality experience. So we have a SaaS model for that, which is very disruptive as well.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And we're not talking about $1 million industry or $1 billion industry. We're talking about $1 trillion industry that you're sort of figuring out the way to really change consumer behavior and give them a new behavior, which I love so much. I mean, really, your idea of making every woman and child and man, an evangelist of this new behavior, I love so much. And of course, ultimately, you'll be able to access this through wearable devices and phones and computers and objects and locations all around the world. I love this idea, though, where, NFTs become a big thing right now, and so many people are looking at it. But you've been, with your platform, you've built a SaaS model, and I love that so much. Let's talk about the way in which that came about, because that's a brilliant idea to bring that SaaS model to these different opportunities that people are so excited about, including NFTs right now.
Yeah. So, and that's a very good point. So let me tell you some of our experience. So the way how I explain this to people, I say this is really simple to understand. I mean, because I'm a very simple guy, right? The way how I explain this, I said, guys, listen, anybody that's been in this world for around 40, 50 years, they're going to experience 4 tiers on 4 layers in this world. Tier number 1 is the tangible world. Everything you see and touch. In the old days, where everybody played with toys, tangible toys, right? You buy real estate, whatever. Tier number 2 is when we were disrupted by the internet, social media, and the digital world with the way we play games, the way we interact with people, social media. And it wasn't something that people have the choice to like, oh no, I'm gonna reject those new technology. You couldn't. It's just a new behavior that everybody changed our lives in this second tier. But in the next 5 to 10 years, there's 2 more tiers that I call it the Web 3.0. And these 2 more tiers are going to revolutionize the entire world in ways that people cannot even comprehend today. And I'm going to talk about that so I can get to the web service that we provide. So in these 2 new tiers, something that is very disruptive is, that Mark Zuckerberg is working on tier number 4. That's the metaverse. People, what is the metaverse? A lot of people, in the way how I say it, is really simple. Metaverse is just a glorified Facebook that is a community, which basically, in order to access this new world, you need the behavior. You need a new behavior because you need a headset that is called Oculus or VR to enter this new social platform. So what Zuckerberg's trying to do, he's trying to stop people using from phones so they can move towards a headset. Because if he can do that, now he owns the vehicle to enter to this new behavior that is the metaverse, and he become a very strong, powerful player into the space like Google and Apple, right? Because right now he depends on Google and Apple for people to use their platform. Well, in this case, he can earn that behavior with that headset. Well, in that space, there's one more that I call the third level, that is the augmented reality world. So think about the metaverse, but in the augmented reality space. And for that, we need a platform. For that, we need the same concept in the augmented reality space. That's what we came to play. That's what we built. That's what we've done. That's what we're going after, right? And it's already working. And we are actually, in conversation right now with some funds in order to go to the big and to the masses. Now, let me talk about the web AR concept. Because today, people go to everybody in the tier number 2, everybody went to the e-commerce. They have to go to e-commerce. So think about that. Companies, they have to have an e-commerce in order for them to be able to sell their products. Well, this e-commerce, they have to be sophisticated. They have to be engagement. They have to have videos, pictures, and all these elements on their websites, right? Well, in the next 5 years, every website in the planet, there's 1.8 billion websites in the world and 20 million with e-commerce. Well, all those companies, they will have to have augmented reality in their website. It's not going to be an option. And today, there's probably around 10 companies in the world that can provide these web AR services simply because the demand is barely start catching up, right? But think about this. In the old days, when the internet came along, how many companies were providing web services, right? Not too many. How many companies today provide web services? A lot, right? Because the demand is so big. Well, in the same way, augmented reality today is going to have so much demand with 20 million websites. They have to have augmented reality because the conversion of the numbers are disrupted. Let me tell you some of our cases. Our first customer, it was a big, large furniture store. We were so good because we've been working for 12 years. So our technology, our quality, our speed, and everything we've done is it's just unbelievable, right? It's really, really good. So we did some tests with their customers. We started with their mascot. We put their mascot in their website, and they invite consumers to record videos with augmented reality with their mascot. And they were giving away sheets and pillows, et cetera, to see the reaction of consumers. They loved what they saw. And now we basically move all those to their products on the internet, on their site. And we're moving every single month with more and more products to the point that they have over 1,000 SKUs, of course, that we're working on it as we speak, because they realize that they decrease their returns. Think about this. They decrease their return from 30% to 0. Why? Because now they can see the actual furniture under space with their real actual size. They can see the fabric. They can see how it looks like, right? So the decision maker for consumers is much more engagement. That's number one. Number two, their time spent on their website is skyrocketed to over 10 minutes. And that's probably unbelievable for most people. These are their numbers that provide to us. 10 minutes average people spending on their website. It skyrocketed the SEO. Third, they realize that the average ticket sale, so let's say, for example, if the sale was $500 an average sales, it increased 120% using augmented reality. They could not believe these numbers. This is their numbers. They came to us. So, of course, they're full engaged with augmented reality. And that's exactly what's going to happen with every industry. It's because it's a new behavior. So if companies, it's not about if, it's when everybody's going to jump. And there's always going to be the leaders going to get, the biggest market share. But it's a new behavior. There's not an option. It's just not an option.
Yeah, it's such a great story about the furniture store. It makes all the sense in the world. I mean, people are engaged. They're on the website for a long time. They're using the augmented reality to engage with the mascot, and now they're actually seeing the furniture in their home. So let's talk about that, because we like to use real life examples. So let's talk about car dealers. Let's talk about a car dealership. Let's talk about how they're going to use what you're putting together at VidIt to help people see, feel, touch through augmented reality the car they want to buy for their driveway or for their garage, or to drive around on the street, in San Francisco or New York or Utah or wherever they may be.
Okay, I get so passionate about when you start asking me this question, simply because here's how the world's going to happen. So number one, you have the ability to go to a website. Right now, companies, this is not being disrespectful to any industry, but in the reality is a lot of people cannot see the vision of what's coming, right? There's some guys that they are, but people are not seeing the vision. So here's what happened. You're going to go to a website. You're going to see the car. You can literally click on the picture of that dealer, and you're going to be able to see the car literally right in your garage. You're going to be able to walk, see if it fits, see how big is the trunk size, the doors, the people, the size of the car, the quality, the inside and outside, and everything like that. This is something that you can do today with us. We can do that tomorrow. Now, here's the fun thing about it. Car dealers now, they could have the ability to create virtual showrooms. So with our technology in the social aspect that we have, we can create, for example, go to a beach and have a showroom with cars in the beach. So if they're walking to the course of the beach, like Pokemon Go, and they can see an actual showroom with their different cars on the beach. And they can have people taking pictures with the cars, recording videos on the cars, collecting data with the cars, and that's going to start making fun. They can have collectibles. They can go to schools. They can put outside the premises of the school a full collection of the cars that they're being, the first car, the second car, they're whatever is that they're feel very proud about it is what they're going to be able to do. Here's another thing. If you're talking to a salesman, hey, you have this car, what color? This one, perfect. Go outside your house, boom. I just parked one car outside your house in a geographical location. So people can go outside, see the car parked outside in an AR model, right? So the way how we're going to be consuming content is going to be fascinating. So imagine, I'm just expecting that one company, we have so many ideas, but I expect one company that we have this idea for, that in which, imagine, let's say Tesla, for example. Imagine Tesla come to us and we create an scavenger hunt with Tesla. And we tell the world, like, hey, listen, if you create content creation with the AR cars in locations, in places from the website or whatever, we're going to be giving away one car every month in the country. Do you know how many content creation is going to be? And they'll only have to give a $30,000, $40,000 marketing strategy and blow this social media aspect. I mean, it's just going to change the market. Traditional marketing is going to be gone. Right now, it's user content generation. And just for a very, very simple marketing strategy. So it's going to be a fun journey for every industry.
It's so exciting. I mean, when you think about it, I'm talking to a car dealer and the car dealer says to me, hey, Jake, go outside your house. There's a car parked, out on your curb. I mean, it's so exciting. Now, Rene, one thing that you've done, you've put together a world-class team. I mean, when we look at the roster of people who's on your team, Rene, I mean, it's like a who's who of experts and directors and people that are involved. Let's talk about that. I mean, you've got a blockchain expert, of course, you've got advisors that are well-known. Let's talk about the importance of putting together a world-class team for your company and how important was that in your entrepreneurial evolution?
Absolutely. So one thing that, I'm originally from South America. So that's why I have this cool accent, right? Not because I read Harry Potter, but it's just because I'm from South America. But my point is, I've been an entrepreneur all my life. And when you are in the trenches, literally, you don't care about the credit. You just care about to get the job done. So in my life, I've learned that I don't care how much I know, and I don't care about my opinions. I just care about experience. So I am very talented connecting with people. I love people. I'm a people guy. I'm all about relationship. I love people. That's just my thing, right? So when I see somebody that can help us, I find a way how to connect with those people. And I say, listen, I need somebody like you in our team. And I don't want you to just come because we have a cool idea. I just want you to see if we have something here. And if you do, I want you to come and collaborate and help us build this multi-billion-dollar vision that we got. And if you're in, let's talk about it. Come over. Let's build something and let's start bringing one at a time. That's the way how I do things. I mean, a good example with Mark Sunday. He was the CIO of Oracle for over 20 years. He told me, Rene, I don't get involved with companies. Everybody wants me on the board, et cetera, et cetera. I said, listen, if you want to come and work for a real company, I mean, he was talking about Oracle, right? He said, if you want to come and help a real company, he was just laughing. I said, I want you to check us out, but I don't want you to get involved if you don't believe in the dream and you don't believe in the vision. So he brought one of his top executives just to talk to my team and see if we are all bluff or we're the real deal. He had a conversation for 7 hours. After the 7 hours, the top executive, I'm not going to say his name, of Oracle says, hey, I want to come and work for you guys. And then Mark Stanley become part of our boards. So that's the way how we like to do things. And if we can go on a vacation with somebody, we would like to have it in our team. You know, at the end of the day, it's all about relationships and it's all about building something and have fun with the journey, right? It doesn't have to be, we learn all the lessons with fights and all this animosity of money. I mean, money is in the end, yeah, of course, we want to have a goal. But the journey and people, for me, are more important than just the money portion of things.
Yeah, it's so powerful, Rene. Of course, you have the free app version that people can get. And of course, the enterprise services model through the SaaS model. I mean, it's so interesting. One thing you've done very, very successfully is you've reached out, or they've reached out to you because they see the platform, to influencers. And that's one of the secrets of the success of what you're doing is you have a lot of very interesting influencers that are participating in sort of changing the world and really, you know, putting themselves in the augmented reality, you know, as an influencer. How important has that been to the success of your business?
Well, so right now we're in deployment stages right now, right? I mean, remember, we have to, in order for us to make all this dream happen, we kind of have to wait on iPhone and Android in order for them to catch up with their phone's technology in order for implement all the things that we're talking about, because we want to be on the native side of things, right? So what we did is we are connecting with several influencers that we have a full strategy that we are getting ready to deploy very soon, in which we can make people in augmented reality. Imagine, you can make yourself, your son, your kid, your grandma, your dog, and everything in augmented reality and look exactly like they look in person. We have that technology, we got the power, we can do this. So imagine I can see the way how a brand can say, hey, we're gonna have all the presidents of the United States deployed in all the schools, and they're all gonna be wearing Nike shoes, for example, and people can take pictures with them, et cetera, right? We're gonna have all the heroes of whatever. I mean, we have technology today. What is the name of this place where there's all these white crosses in Europe? I always forget the name.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
What's it?
I don't know.
Yeah, there's a cemetery with a lot of white crosses from veterans in the United States.
Oh, yeah, the veteran cemetery in Europe. Yes.
Yeah, I can't remember exactly the name, but somebody asked me, it's like, would you be able to put the content into a geographical location so people can walk into there and they don't just see white crosses, and you're going to be able to see everybody with who it is and their story and their life? And I said, absolutely. That's what it's all about, is the interaction with the real world with the virtual world. So it's like two worlds together. So that's why Tim Cook says augmented reality is going to be bigger than virtual reality. And the reality is, I believe so. I mean, because virtual reality, I don't know how human behavior will be able to adapt into VR. Of course, it's going to be a big play, but I don't know if people can live with that. They have to go outside. But living outside, interacting with the outside world, instead of just being in a room with a computer in your head, it's going to be fun. So that's why we're making this world super fun and interacting with augmented reality. You can go to a park, and this park has the dinosaurs. In the other park, you have all the pyramids of Egypt. And then every month you see different things, because companies are sponsoring those events where people we're bringing the tourists to you in your own town. We bring tourists. I'm from Utah. I love Utah. One of the most beautiful states in the planet. You have every single outdoor. Imagine bringing Utah to every single place around the world, and then every landmark of every country, allowing the people to experience that, right? I mean, it's going to be a fun world. I'm very excited to be part of it.
I love it, Rene. You're bringing so much excitement. I mean, really what you and your team are doing is you're really igniting the industry into a blaze that really is going to take the world to the next evolution of communication, creation, expression, and it's going to be fantastic. And, you know, we need this big pump of energy and this big pump of positiveness that you're known for, Rene, in this type of world that we're in today with some of the challenges that are happening. But listen, this is a great interview. I know you've only cut out a certain amount of time. So I want to turn this conversation with the few minutes we have left into entrepreneurship, because, you know, we have some younger entrepreneurs watching the show. Maybe they're hitting a roadblock. Maybe they're hitting a pothole in the road. Maybe they freeze. They don't know what to do. I'm hoping, Rene, you could share some positivity with the younger entrepreneurs watching the show and tell them what it takes to get through a tough time and keep on going.
Yes, of course. They can always reach out to me. I love helping people. That's my passion. People is my thing. It's my thing. I believe the more you give, the more you receive. And I truly believe that, simply because I believe in mentorship, right? So one thing that I will tell everybody, think about this. When you start a company, there's two reasons why people start businesses. You either are finding a problem in a product and a service, which you find a problem and you start something, or the second, you have a crazy idea that is going to change a behavior. When you find a solution on a product or service, you need to understand how big the market is. And then if it's a niche market, it's a big opportunity, or how big is the market that you're trying to accomplish, right? And then the second one, if you have an idea that is a new behavior, like what we're doing, nobody knows that they need augmented reality, right? Nobody knew that they need social media. Nobody knew that they need internet. This new behavior changes are tougher, right? But somebody has to do it. I've been doing it for 12 years, receiving the bullets, the hits. And then I have people telling me that's the most stupid idea I've ever seen in my life. Why in the world will somebody see things through a phone? And I'm just laughing because they couldn't see it, right? So my advice to the young entrepreneurs is, listen, don't make the mistake. There's plenty of information today to learn on a YouTube channel from mentors, from people. But understand your market and go after, you know, there's a lot of people in the world that's willing to give you the free advice. You know, don't care about your opinion. It doesn't matter how good your idea is. Just always have somebody outside of your own ideas to tell you what they think. It's a free advice. You know, take advice from others, listen to others, and then you can have 10 different advices. And then you'll have people that tell you their experience. True entrepreneurs, they're lovers, they're givers, right? And I truly believe that. I've been blessed to be surrounded by people that they're literally life givers, that have taught me that in life is better given than receiving. It's much bigger joy.
I love it. Of course, for the entrepreneurs watching the show, rewind what Rene just mentioned with regard to surrounding yourself with people that can give you different ideas and a different way to look at things than maybe you have. And it's a great way to go. It's a great way to build mentorship. And of course, we're always giving with gratitude as entrepreneurs. And Rene Rodriguez and the entire team of VidIt is doing such a remarkable job with that. I mean, Rene, here you were. I mean, many years ago, you got an original piece of the original Back to the Future movie tape, and you loved it when Michael J. Fox, the hologram, you ate him and you said to yourself, wow, this is sort of the future. I'm going for this. And here you are with VidIt, with a great board, a great group of people, really putting together a leading platform with the AR space. Rene, I'm going to bring you back on the show. I can't wait to talk more about it. I mean, you're so exciting to talk to. You have so much energy and the vision is really remarkable. Rene, thank you so much for coming on the .com Magazine Entrepreneur Spotlight Series today.
Thank you for your time. I appreciate the opportunity.